Welcome back to Clydeberry Field. Sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties. Didn't miss too much, and the only thing you missed was the Reddies positive. 5-3 ground out to start the top of the first for UAM. As Colasanto takes it on the short hop, fires across, and retires Cade Thompson for the first out of the afternoon. First pitch from Salzman, a ball outside to number 2 hitter John Malden. Malden hit a towering home run, or not towering, but a line drive home run. I forgot it was Caleb Warden, the cleanup hitter, who had a towering home run last night in game number 2. He takes the 1-0 pitch for a strike. Count even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the first. Nobody on base. Drake Salzman working on the mound for the Reddies, trying to get a game back and take 1 of 3 from UAM. 1-1 inside, 2-1. UAM led off the conference season being swept by Harding. They are 20-1 since that opening sweep in conference play. Now 20-4 on the year. First place in the GAC standings. 2-1 from Salzman, fouled back, but UAM does have a tough road ahead. They will finish the season with Arkansas Tech and Southern Arkansas. So although they are 20-4, they have 2 of their toughest conference foes to face as we wind down the regular season. 2-2 count from Salzman. Sawed off, in on the hands. Fouled off by Malden. He stays alive. Malden went 2 for 10 yesterday in 2 games combined. Entered the series batting .353, now bats .343 after going 200 on Sunday. Another 2-2 from Salzman to Malden. Here it is. Chopped foul down the third base line. Salzman doing a solid job of pounding the strike zone. 13 pitches, 9 strikes, but Arkansas-Monticello making him work early on. Salzman, a junior from St. Charles, Missouri, transfer from Jefferson College. This is his first year in the Henderson State program. 2-2 once more. Swing and a miss. Salzman gets Malden with the breaking ball. And Drake has retired the first 2 batters he has seen, one with the ground out, one with a strikeout. And that brings up Jordan Johnson,
batting the third baseman, number 32, Jordan Johnson,
who had a trio of hits yesterday, 3 for 9 overall. Kept the average virtually identical, right at 314. The shift is on for Johnson. 3 infielders to the left side. He chops it to the right. Going to be a long play. Field fire, and Johnson is retired. Joe Myers playing second base, ranges over, but makes a nice running play on the infield. A 5-3, a K, and a 4-3. UAM goes down in order. Henderson State with a chance to strike first. Bottom of the first we go on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to the bottom of the first here on Clydeberry Field. The Bull Weevils of Arkansas-Monticello went in order in the top half.
Leading off the shortstop, number 10, Brandon Pollock.
The Reddies will have Pollock, Mitchell Jr., and Joseph Sheppard due up in the bottom of the first, and they will face off against Peyton Sullivan, who makes his 7th start and 9th appearance in this one. Sullivan starts out Pollock with a strike on the outside corner. Sullivan comes into Monday afternoon, 3.62 ERA, 3-1 on the season. Again, this is his 7th start, his 9th appearance. 0-1, now 0-2, another pitch on the outside half to Pollock. Sullivan has gone 32 1/3, given up 27 hits, 16 runs, 13 of them have been earned. Already ahead 0-2 here to Brandon Pollock, the Reddies' leading hitter. A little bit too far outside with the 0-2. Wastes one there, 1-2, but Sullivan still in a good spot. Sullivan has walked 20 hitters and struck out 26. Not a great ratio. 1-2 stays outside. Sullivan really trying to paint the outside corner. Did so in the first 2 pitches, has missed on the last 2. Pollock trying to give the Reddies a base runner here in the early going. Fouls this one off and spoils it. That was in on the hands, inside part of the plate. Good protect there by Pollock to waste that pitch and see one more. We'll have the 2-2 upcoming for the 2nd straight time. 6th pitch of the at-bat to the Reddies' leadoff hitter. Swung on, chopped foul, left side. First a breaking ball right there from Sullivan. Pollock spoils another one and will reset again for the 3rd straight 2-2 and the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Pollock came into the series batting .383, now down to .376 after a combined 2 for 8 yesterday. 2-2. It hit him. Breaking ball does not break, stays inside, stays high, and hits Pollock in the shoulder. Pollock continues to wear a bunch of pitches. He was hit twice in game number 1 yesterday, so he's hit for the 3rd time in the series, but he won't mind as the Reddies have a base runner.
Number 33, Danny Mitchell Jr.
Pollock now leads the Reddies in free passes when you combined base on balls and hit by pitches. That's the 31st time Pollock has reached this season when you combined again walks and HBPs. That's the 10th time Pollock has been hit by a pitch. First pitch upcoming to Danny Mitchell Jr. Long wait for Mitchell Jr. as Pollock goes back to first. On the pickoff play from Sullivan, Pollock in safely. Mitchell Jr. A solid day in the doubleheader yesterday. Swings hard and fouls this one off left side. Could be headed into the parking lot. Didn't see it land and didn't hear a sound of the baseball crushing into some metal, so I think everybody is okay for the time being. 0-1 to Mitchell Jr. Pollock a healthy lead off first. Didn't have hardly any pickoff throws to first yesterday, and this one gets away from Sullivan. The catcher, Brody Threet, who caught the second half of the doubleheader yesterday, is behind the plate today. Pops out of his stance to make that catch. Easy take for Mitchell Jr., count 1-1. Here is the 1-1. Fastball fouled off by Mitchell Jr., so Sullivan's gone to the breaking pitch 3 times, looks like, by my count, or my estimate at least. 1 ball, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 almost wild pitch, so right now it doesn't look like Sullivan has a ton of confidence in his off-speed stuff, but he is ahead 1-2 on Danny Mitchell Jr., who gets the start, as usual, in center field today. Pollock reached. He's the first base runner of the game for either team. We're here in the bottom of the first, scoreless game. 1-2 to Mitchell Jr. Here it comes. Inside, low, and Threet has to slide to his right to keep that in front. Pollock goes back to first, unable to move up on the good block by Threet. 12th pitch upcoming here for Sullivan. One on, nobody out, bottom of the first. Line back up the box. That is a single. Pollock takes a turn around second, and he's going to head to third without a play. Ball wound up in right center field after being redirected a little bit off the hill of the mound on the right side. Danny Mitchell Jr. continuing a solid weekend, and the Reddies threatening early here. Runners on the corners and nobody out in the bottom of the first. Mitchell Jr. now leads the Reddies in the series with 4 hits. He was a combined 3 for 8 yesterday and hit that ball hard right back up the middle for a simple single, and Brandon Pollock advances to third easily. Runners on the corners for Joseph Sheppard. Small leads for both Mitchell and Pollock. Sheppard takes a ball inside 1-0. Sheppard, a 6'1" senior out of Kilgore, Texas. Batting average dipped a few points yesterday, but still third on the team for qualified hitters. Long look in from Sullivan. Here comes the 1-0. Strike, outside path. Shep has started all but one game for the Reddies this season. Bats .316 now, came into the weekend batting .320. 27 runs, 43 hits, 11 doubles, which leads the team. 2 triples, which is tied for the team lead, and 33 RBIs, which is also the team lead, but Danny Mitchell Jr. hot on his tail for that statistical lead. He's got 32. 1-1, Sheppard squares to bunt, pulls the bat back, low strike. As Sheppard now will hit with 2 strikes against him, just as Pollock and Mitchell Jr. did earlier in the inning. Pollock faced an 0-2 count, worked it back to 2-2, fouled off a few pitches and was hit by a pitch. Danny Mitchell Jr. faced a 1-2, worked it back to 2-2, I believe, and then singled. Sheppard will defend the plate. Runners on the corners. 1-2. Pitch outside. Good location from Sullivan, and a good spot to miss if you're a pitcher. But Sheppard not tempted enough and keeps the bat on the shoulders, evening the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 on, but nobody out here in the first inning. Scoreless game, Henderson State trying to strike first and salvage a 3-game set against the league leaders, Arkansas-Monticello. Back to first base goes Sullivan, checking on Mitchell Jr. 16 pitches so far from Sullivan. Last UAM pitcher with a sub-4 ERA that we expect to see today. 1-2, sawed off is Sheppard into foul territory, knocked down by Coach Cody Hooten over there by Henderson State. Don't expect to see Ojani Chacon, Jake Keeley, or Jared Roberts, the 3 bullpen guys that went for Monticello yesterday. So Henderson State would love to get deeper into the bullpen and maybe face some less accomplished hurlers. Here's the 2-2 to Sheppard. Outside, opposite batter's box, Sheppard has come back and worked the count full now, as Henderson State has put themselves in a fantastic position to get on the board first here on a beautiful Monday afternoon. Wind blowing out to left field, mid-70s, not a cloud in the sky. Full count. Here it comes. Mitchell Jr. takes off. Pitch outside. No throw down to second as Sheppard walks, and the bases are loaded. UAM's John Harvey will come out to talk it over with his pitcher Sullivan, and we'll step away on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Batting the left fielder, number 6, Caleb Carr.
Welcome back to Cladberry Field. Great spot for the Reddies in the bottom of the first. Caleb Carr has the bases loaded. Pollock on third, Mitchell Jr. on second, Joseph Sheppard on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Scoreless game. Henderson State trying to change that with Caleb Carr. First pitch to Carr. Swung on, right side and through. That is a single. Pollock scores. Mitchell Jr. scores. Sheppard goes to third. A 2 RBI single from Caleb Carr, his second 2 RBI single of the series, and Henderson State has taken a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the first. Still nobody out in the early going. Henderson State looking to pour it on with a big number
Catcher, number 9, Josh Aguilar.
here in the early going. That is a big piece of hitting from Caleb Carr after the mound visit from John Harvey to his pitcher, Peyton Sullivan. Henderson State desperately needed a crooked number in this inning after loading the bases, could not afford to miss an opportunity such as this. And not only did they not miss the opportunity, they cashed in and continue to look to do so with Josh Aguilar, who was certainly due for a hit after going a combined 0 for 7 yesterday. Runners on the corners, Joseph Sheppard on third, Caleb Carr on first. Aguilar takes strike 1 down the middle. Carr was a combined 1 for 10 yesterday, taking his average below the 300 threshold from 312 down to 294, but he did have the biggest hit of the day for Henderson State, a game-tying single in the bottom of the ninth. 0-1. Inside, kept in front by Threet, as Aguilar takes to even the count 1-1. 22 pitches now for Sullivan. Still has not recorded an out in the first inning. A lot of real estate in between the shortstop and the third baseman. Infield shaded to the right. 1-1 to Aggie. Swings at that one, fouls it off, and fouls it back into the netting. Aggie has had a very up and down season. Started 10 for 56 through 16 games. Was batting 179. After that, in his next 9, went 14 for 31 with a 452 average, but is just 3 for 20 in his last 7 games. His average right now, just above 250, 252 to be exact. RBI opportunity here for Josh. Runners on the corners. Here's the 1-2. That is inside and low. A simple take from the junior. Josh, a native of Dallas, Texas, and a transfer from Louisiana Lafayette, originally committed to Baylor out of high school before an injury. First year in the Reddies program. 2-2. High and outside, almost as if that pitch was a pitch out. It wasn't, but it was certainly in the pitch out location, as Aguilar has worked the count back 3-2. Sullivan has started out in front of every batter he has faced. I will take that back. Caleb Carr swung at the first pitch he saw, but all the batters that have taken a pitch got behind, but everybody got back at least even. Josh Aguilar has worked the count full. Big 3-2 coming up here with runners on the corners. Here comes the payoff pitch. That is inside. Josh Aguilar works the walk, and Peyton Sullivan has walked his second hitter and re-walked the bases loaded for the second time in the first.
Batting the designated hitter, number 26, Grayson Stevens.
Grayson Stevens, the lone freshman in the Henderson State lineup, digs in. No bullpen activity for Monticello right now. This is Peyton's inning. Henderson State trying to take a big advantage early here. They've already pushed 2 across, bases loaded, nobody out. Stevens takes that ball high, a bit too far above the belt. Stevens is starting his 12th game. This is his 41st at bat. Swings at that one, right side, double play ball to second, over to first. Stevens grounds into a 4-6 double play, no RBI. A run does score. Sheppard scores from third, and the Reddies add 1 more. But Sullivan happy to trade a run for 2 outs there.
Batting the second baseman,
Stevens hit it hard, but right at Thompson, who combined with Borman and Warden to turn a simple double play. Joe Myers digs in and takes ball one on the outside part of the plate. Henderson State trying to cap off the inning with a 2-out RBI now. Joe lines it to short. It lands in front of Borman, but he throws Myers out. Henderson State gets 3. They certainly wanted more, but a trio of runs in the bottom of the first is something the Reddies will take. 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 left on. We'll go to the second on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to Clydeberry Field. Beautiful spring day. Top of the second, Caleb Warden takes ball one. Breaking ball that doesn't break back from Drake Salzman, who worked a 1-2-3 top of the first. A strikeout and a couple of ground outs took care of the side. Warden swings and ropes that foul down the first base line. Warden had 1 of 2 home runs yesterday for UAM. Both were solo shots. Both came in the 3rd inning. Warden hit a moonshot to right field for his 8th home run of the season. He swings at that one and fouls it out of play left side. 9th home run of the season, excuse me. Shift is on for Warden. Joe Myers in shallow right field. Pollock at his normal shortstop position. Daniel Colasanto overplaying essentially double play depth where a second baseman would stand. 1-2 from Salzman to Warden. Breaking pitch stays high and outside. Evened count, 2-2. 19 pitches. This will be the number 20 for Salzman, who had a very short outing last time out because he didn't pitch last weekend against Southeastern as the series was cut short from 3-2 games by weather. 2-2. Chopped to Colasanto, playing second base. He boots it, but collects himself and throws out Warden. So that's a 5-3, even though it was essentially a ground out to the second baseman. Good job by Colasanto to stick with that play and keep his composure. And for the second straight inning, UAM's leadoff hitter is retired. Dylan Borman, who splits the lineup batting 5th, digs in for UAM. Borman, that's 274 on the year, was 3 for 11 yesterday. Takes a breaking ball a little high from Salzman, above the belt. Henderson State in their cream-colored uniforms, red hats, red bill, cream tops, cream bottoms, regular red and white stirrups. 1-0 to Borman. Strike one. Salzman evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on base for UAM. Henderson State leads 3-0. In the top of the second, Caleb Carr did most of the damage for the Reddies in the bottom half of the first with a 2 RBI single back up the middle. 1-1. Popped up right side out of play. Salzman ahead 1-2 on Borman. Borman again, like I said, 3 for 11 yesterday, batting .274 on the season. The first player you will meet as you go down the lineup in descending order versus UAM, who has a 300 or less batting average. 1-2. Great spot by Salzman just off the plate, though. Good spot to miss if you are a pitcher. Not much you can do with that one if you're Borman besides stop, stare, and hope that the umpire doesn't ring you up with strike 3. But it was off the plate, and the count is 2-2. Here is the 2-2. Borman did not go around, checked down with the first base umpire, but Borman brought the bat back, according to our 2 umpires today. Shift on Borman, 3 infielders on the left side, expecting the pull from the right-handed hitter. Count is full. Here comes Salzman. Hit hard to left field. Carr back off the wall, and Borman will slide into second with the first hit of the game for Arkansas-Monticello. He's got a double, and UAM has a runner in scoring position. Bringing up David Reyna, who bats just under 400. You know you're having a good season when you go a combined 3 for 9 and your average goes down. That's what happened to Reyna in the doubleheader. Was batting .405 at the start of the series, now batting .398 after a 3 for 9 day on Sunday. Borman on second after the double to the left. First pitch to Reyna. Swung on and swung through, strike 1. Reyna making his 24th start. Not sure if he was hurt or just a late insert into the Monticello lineup this year, but he has really performed well since coming on and coming in to the UAM order. Reyna calls for time and steps out. Arkansas-Monticello 20-4 in GAC play. Henderson State a game over 500, 13-12. Currently in 5th in the GAC. 6 teams get into postseason play. The 0-1. Swung on, missed for the second straight time by Reyna. Salzman way ahead, 0-2. Henderson State hanging on by a thread. In the GAC standings when it comes to postseason play. .02 off the hands of Reyna. That ball is foul, and we'll reset the 0-2 for the second straight time. Salzman steps on the rubber. Trying to get a big out here and retire Reyna on an 0-2 count. Strike 3, high heat. Reyna swings through, and Salzman gets a big out number 2 here in the top of the second, trying to strand Dylan Borman on second base after a 1-out double. I'm looking at the GAC standings. One group of standings issued by the GAC differs with the other group of standings issued by the GAC, so I'm not sure if Henderson State's in 5th or 6th, honestly, because the GAC standings on the stats page and on the home page of the website do not match, as Salzman misses inside. On the GAC website, it says Southwestern Oklahoma State is 14-12, but on the stats page, it says they are 14-13, which is quite the difference. So that might be something the GAC needs to figure out before they invite the wrong team to the JC Conference Championships in Eden, Oklahoma in a few weeks. 1-0 from Salzman. High and inside again. 2-0 now to Andrew Perino. If the season were to end today, either way, either 5th or 6th, Henderson State would be in the conference tournament. But they are just a game, and depending which set of standings you look at, a game, maybe a game and a half, or half a game in front of SWOSU and Oklahoma Baptist. That is a strike. Breaking pitch nestles into the inside corner. 2-1 on Perino. White helmets, batting helmets that is, for UAM. Black jerseys with green, white, and green stripes on the sleeves. Big green numbers, makes it easy to see. White pants, green and white stirrups. Another beautiful pitch from Salzman, another breaking ball. This time he goes to the outside corner. Salzman doing a solid job of working both sides of the plate. And on the verge of getting out of the first jam he has faced. Dylan Borman doubled to the left field wall with 1 out. Salzman struck out Reyna a few moments ago, trying to get the second K of the day, or his third K of the day, here against Perino. 2-2. Stays outside, stays low, and the count goes full to 3-2. Henderson State softball taking the field today. They are in trouble in the 5th, down 6-1 to Arkansas-Monticello. That is an away game for the Reddies, even though they are playing it at D. White Field. Sears originally scheduled for Monticello, but it was moved to Henderson State because of the rain. 3-2. Just off the hands of Perino. He stays alive for one more pitch. Salzman was inches away from getting his third strikeout and giving Henderson State a chance to hit with a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the second. Another 3-2 coming up right here. Hit hard, left center field. That is down for a base hit. Perino takes a long turnaround first, and he has a double. So 2 doubles in the inning for Arkansas-Monticello, 1 by Borman, 1 by Perino. And the Henderson State lead is cut to 3-1, as Arkansas-Monticello did trades places and has back-to-back doubles for the first time today, and what seems like a countless time this weekend. Arkansas-Monticello, the doubles kings. That was one of the big differences yesterday. Henderson State had a fair amount of hits, but not a lot of extra base knocks. Arkansas-Monticello had doubles galore. 2 doubles is a run, 2 singles usually, barring an error or a fielding mistake. Almost never you're going to see that. So Arkansas-Monticello back-to-back doubles gets them on the board in the top of the second. Salzman starts off Brody Threet, the UAM catcher, with a strike. Here's the 0-1. That is popped up. Behind second base, Myers takes charge, and he makes the catch. P4, 2 hits, 1 run, 3-1 Reddies. Will go to the second, bottom of the second, that is, on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to Clydeberry Field here on the Henderson State Sports Network. Cyrus Wittig bringing you all the action in the last game of a 3-game set between the Reddies and the Bull Weevils of Arkansas-Monticello. Daniel Colasanto, the Reddies 8-hitter, takes ball 1 above the belt. 1-0. Swings at that one, blooped over the second baseman, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Second bloop single Colasanto has this weekend, and for the second straight inning, the Reddies have their leadoff runner on board after Brandon Pollock was hit by a pitch to lead off the game in the bottom of the first.
Batting the first baseman, number 1, Blake Wynn.
So Colasanto gets his third hit of the series. Average of Colasanto up to 289. Came into the series batting 275, so things are trending upwards for Daniel. Blake Wynn digs in, the Reddies 9-hitter, before the Reddies reset the lineup. That's outside. Easy take for Blake. Blake, a 6-foot junior from Star City, Arkansas, is transferred from Arkansas-State. Was a combined just 0 for 1 in yesterday's doubleheader. Pinch hit for Daniel Colasanto in the bottom of the 9th, grounded out, and was replaced by Ryan Willigman in the field. He replaced Grayson Stevens at first in the 6th of the second half of the doubleheader and was hit by a pitch in that inning. Daniel Colasanto takes off the hit and run, is spoiled foul by Wynn. Colasanto only 1 stolen base on the year, and so I'm assuming that that was a designed hit and run, as the infield is shaded to the left. A little bit of a shift on for Wynn. Big gap between first and second base. Hit and run would be primo here if Blake Wynn can go opposite field. 1-1. Colasanto stays put. And for the second straight time, Wynn sends one foul. Wynn batting .210 on the season. 22 hits, 21 runs, so basically every single time he gets a hit, he scores a run. 10 RBIs, 8 walks, 14 strikeouts, 7 doubles, which is tied for third on the team for Wynn. 1-2. Swings through that one. That was off the plate, but Wynn obliges Sullivan, and Sullivan has his first strikeout of the day as Wynn, goes down on 4 pitches.
Batting the shortstop, number 10, Brandon Pollock.
Brandon Pollock, who has certainly racked up the bumps and bruises this series after being hit by 3 pitches, 2 yesterday and 1 in his first at-bat. But he's been lucky to be hitting some fortunate spots. Really just, the shoulder, he was hitting the cleat. No danger zone areas for Pollock. The Reddies cannot afford to lose him, as he is unable to bring the bat back and is called for a check swinging strike. Pollock batting .376 on the season for Henderson State. Top 3 on the Reddies in virtually every single hitting category, including average runs, hits, and on-base percentage, as well as OPS, on-base percentage plus slugging. Colasanto leads off first, 0-1. Pollock chops it to third, eats up the third baseman, and he throws it high over to first. That is an error on the third baseman, Johnson. So it looks like if he was able to regather himself and make a solid throw, that Pollock would have been gone at first. So it hits Johnson in the chest, bounces away, and Johnson doubles his mistake with a high throw. Pollock reaches on the error, but the Reddies will take it either way. Pollock now 0 for 1, but Henderson State with 2 on and 1 out, threatening for the second straight inning after loading the bases on 2 separate occasions in the first. Caleb Carr had a 2-run single, and Grayson Stevens later grounded out into a double play, which was not an RBI, but scored a run that was the third of the inning. Ball inside to Mitchell Jr., who singled up the middle and moved Pollock from first to third back in the first. Mitchell Jr. later came around to score on Carr's RBI, 2 RBI single. That is skewed off the end of the bat. Swinging bunt. Tough play, impossible play. That's an infield single for Danny Mitchell Jr. just off the end of the bat. Perfectly placed by Danny if he's bunting. He swung through, but he'll take it. 2 for 2 on the day. Average up over 320 now for Mitchell Jr., which might be the high watermark of the season.
Joseph Sheppard.
for Danny Mitchell. Going to check that for you. Danny's high average for the season was 348, but that was back on February 9th after going into the Delta State game. And yes, that is Danny Mitchell Jr.'s high watermark batting average of the season now, as he's up to 322. Mitchell Jr. has had two halves. It's been a tale of two seasons for Danny Mitchell Jr. this year, as Joseph Sheppard takes strike one. Bases loaded for Shep. Bottom of the second, Reddies lead 3-1. Here's the 0-1. That's outside. Last time Shep came up to bat, he had runners on the corners with nobody out. He worked a walk and later scored on the Grayson Stevens double play. No RBI on the DP for Stevens, but Sheppard did score. Bases loaded here. 1-1 count. That's outside. 2-1. Sullivan, the pitch count really working up there. 43 pitches now through 1 1/3 for Sullivan. Nobody up in the bullpen for UAM though. Infield in normal position. Double play depth for UAM. 2-1. Strike in the inside part of the plate to Sheppard. 2-2. Talk about a tale of two seasons for Danny Mitchell Jr. He's hit safely in now 21 of his last 22 games, batting around 400 in that time span. Through his first 17 games of the season, Danny Mitchell Jr. went 13 for 61, was batting .213. So a total turnaround there from Danny Mitchell Jr. 22 combined games now with the 2 for 2 today, 35 for 88. Sheppard looking for his first hit and to give the Reddies a big advantage. He leaves that one outside, opposite batter's box and low. Simple take for Sheppard. Count full, 3-2. Multiple ways for Sheppard to get an RBI on this pitch. Could draw the walk, that's an RBI. Could have a base hit, that's an RBI. 3-2. Outside, ball 4, as Peyton Sullivan slips off the mound. Looks like he's okay, but Joseph Sheppard comes back and works a walk, his second of the day. First RBI for Sheppard, and his team leading 33rd of the season. 34th of the season, pardon me. Daniel Colasanto strolls home to score. And the Reddies lead by 3 for the second time today. Colasanto has now scored after every single he's had. Scored after a single in game number 1, scored after a single in game number 2, scores after a single in game number 3. First pitch to Caleb Carr is outside. Carr had a 2 RBI single back up the middle in the first inning. That was on the first pitch he saw from Sullivan, who has now thrown close to 50 pitches. 1-0 to Carr. That's inside. 2-0. Now a hitter's count for Caleb. 48 pitches to be exact from Sullivan. Just 24 strikes. 3 walks, 1 K, 1 hit batsman for Sullivan. Henderson State really making him work early on. The Reddies trying to put on their second crooked number in 2 innings here. The 2-0 fouled back by Carr. Good pitch to hit there. Just couldn't get his hands completely inside of the ball. Fouled back into the netting behind home plate. Carr's average exactly at 300. 36 for 120 on the season. Led the Reddies in average last year with a 376 average as a freshman. 2-1. Hit to the left side. Diving play gets away from Borman. 2 runs will score. That is a single. The second 2 RBI single of the day for Caleb Carr. And the Reddies have 3 runs in the first and now 3 runs in the second. Pollock comes home to score from third. Mitchell Jr. comes home to score from second. Joseph Sheppard advances from first to third after the ball took a wicked hop off the glove of Dylan Borman.
The catcher, number 9, Josh Aguilar.
But that is a hit no matter which way you slice it, as now the UAM bullpen for the first time today is starting to get ready, as Peyton Sullivan has gotten into some serious trouble here. The Reddies 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned on Peyton Sullivan. Just 1 1/3 right now for the right-handed hurler. And the threat is not done. Runners on the corners with one out. Henderson State looking to add and make this a big inning. Aguilar takes this one outside. Threet, the catcher, tries to frame it, but unable to do so. One out to Aguilar. Runners on the corners. Sheppard on third. Carr on first. Carr takes off. Throw down to second. Carr is out. Caught stealing. Not sure if that was a missed sign. I don't know why you'd risk running into an out there. Peyton Sullivan is having all kinds of trouble. And Henderson State just gives up and out. Caleb Carr, not really known for his base stealing, just 3 steals on the year. 1-1 to Aguilar now, high and outside, 2-1. That pitch was swung on, and that last pitch, the 1-0, was swung on and foul tipped into the glove. But again, maybe somebody missed a sign, but to steal Carr there, kind of a confusing decision. Sheppard gets way off third base. Nobody holding him on. We might have a steal attempt from Joseph Sheppard, as Cody Hooten is out of the coaching box and way down the line at third. The third baseman about 25 feet off third base. Joseph Sheppard is going to try to steal home, and he is out. Henderson State had runners on the corners. They try to steal second, they're thrown out there. They try to steal home, they're thrown out there. Questionable decisions. Henderson State doesn't strand anybody, but they bail Peyton Sullivan out in a big way. We'll go to this third, 6-1 Reddies. Henderson State thrown out at second, thrown out at home to end the second, but they do get 3 runs. They're up 6-1 as we enter the third. Grant Sheppard swings at the first pitch he sees and will have extra bases over the head of Caleb Carr to the left field wall. And for the third time in 3 hits, UAM has a double. Arkansas-Monticello, all they do is seemingly hit doubles. Comparison, Henderson State has 5 hits today, none for extra bases. Arkansas-Monticello has 3 hits, all of them extra bases. That's why Arkansas-Monticello leads the league in slugging, and Henderson State is 7th. Again, but at the same time, Henderson State's offense has been great, but again, it just goes to show you what Arkansas-Monticello has been able to do this season with the bat in hand. Runner on second, nobody out, as Grant Sheppard, the 9-hole hitter for UAM, doubles. Sheppard was 1 for 5 in a combined 2 games yesterday, batting .189, but that helps the average, no doubt. And so the 9-hole hitter, batting .189, sets the table for the top of the UAM order, and Cade Thompson. Salzman to peek back at second. Here's the 0-1. Stays outside, 1-1 from Salzman. Salzman now 2+ innings, 3 hits, all of them given up are doubles. 1 run, it was earned. It came back in the second when Andrew Perino, the player of the weekend for Arkansas-Monticello, doubled home Dylan Borman. 1-1 to Thompson. Swung on and missed. You can hear the leather all the way up here. That's a serious pop in the glove of Josh Aguilar. Salzman retired the first 4 batters he saw. Got into a little trouble in the second. And we'll try to work around a leadoff double here in the third with the Reddies leading 6-1. 1-2 to Thompson. In the dirt, good block by Aguilar. Sheppard at second. Not really known for his base stealing. Just 1 steal and 1 attempt this season. Arkansas-Monticello only has a couple of guys who really steal with any regularity. K. Thompson is, though, one of them. Count even, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Set left side, past an outstretched Daniel Colasanto. Sheppard will round third, but retreat to the bag. And surprising there that Sheppard did not try to score. Thompson reaches first with a single. Looked like when it got past Colasanto, Sheppard was going to have another double, the 4th of the day for UAM. But Arkansas-Monticello threatening now with runners on the corners in the top of the third. Henderson State up 3-1. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Trying to keep UAM off the board, or at least right now keep their run count in this inning down, as they again have runners on the corners with nobody out for John Malden. Breaking ball swung on and fouled off by Malden. 46 pitches now for Salzman. 32 strikes. Around a 67% strike to ball ratio. Salzman has not issued a walk, has struck out 2. Salzman comes set. Rockin' fire to the plate. Malden fouls this one down the right side and out of play. Arkansas-Monticello, before the Reddies ended that inning with a few outs run into, started to get Mason Feely up in the bullpen. Feely, a hometown kid, Monticello High School in Monticello, Arkansas, 6'3" freshman. He could be called upon, and likely will be called upon in the next few innings for UAM, especially if the Reddies keep knocking around Peyton Sullivan like they are right now. 0-2. Fouled off, right side once more. Salzman working with a 5-run lead, so happy to trade a run for an out. Henderson State at double play depth. They would like nothing more than to induce a ground ball, allow Sheppard to score, and pick up 2 outs while going around the horn. We'll see if they can make that happen on the 0-2. Ooh, barely missed on that one. I don't know what that one was. Maybe just above the belt. That looked like it went across the plate. No arguments out of the Reddies dugout, though. Maybe pitch was a little high. Wind is starting to gust here. You can really see it on players' uniforms, even in the batter's box. Malden's black jersey starting to ripple in the wind. 1-2. Hit hard. Lined out to Colasanto. Back to first. And now headed home is Sheppard. He will score. Pollock tries to double up Thompson on first. And Sheppard, with solid base running, comes home to score. So the Reddies do trade a run for an out. But in a complicated fashion. That's an L6. I'm not sure. That doesn't count as a sacrifice fly, does it? We'll have to get an official scoring play right there. First pitch right there to Jordan Johnson is a strike. So it's a L6. Runner scores on the advance of the throw. No RBI. The run is earned, though. No error. But again, the run comes home to score as Johnson takes strike 2, outer half. So the Reddies do trade the run for the out. As Pollock, if he had made a solid throw there, probably would have doubled off Thompson. But Henderson State with a 6-2 lead and previously a 6-1 lead. Again, happy to trade the run for the out right there. 0-2 to Johnson. Salzman hits Aguilar's glove, but Aguilar was set up outside. 1-2. Good placement from Salzman. That's exactly where Aguilar wanted it. But just a good take and a better eye by Johnson. 1 out, 1 on, 1 run across already in the top of the third. 6-2 Reddies lead. Here comes the 1-2 from Salzman. Sent right side, could be a double play by. Ball, Myers fields, goes to second, Pollock to first. Johnson is out. So Henderson State misses the double play on the line out, but gets it on the ground out. Salzman allows 1 after UAM had runners on the corners to start the inning. The Reddies will take it. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 6-2 Henderson State on the Reddies Sports Network. Josh Aguilar digs in to start the bottom of the third inning. He takes strike 1 from Peyton Sullivan, who remains in the game. 2+ innings now for Peyton. Only 4 outs by way of Peyton, as the Reddies ran into 2 outs in the bottom of the third. This one is hit hard. This one is hit deep. This one is gone. Josh Aguilar, a solo home run. His 4th long ball of the season, 21st RBI, and now the Reddies are really thinking we shouldn't have stolen those bases because maybe that's a 3-run home run, but they'll take it either way as the Reddies get their first long ball of the series. Josh Aguilar, a no-doubt shot to right center field, and the Henderson State Reddies get one back in the bottom half. They are now up 7-2. They have scored in every inning. As Grayson Stevens now digs in, it's just getting better and better for Reddies leadoff men. Pollock was hit by a pitch in the first. Colasanto singled in the second, and Aguilar takes one deep in the third. Grayson Stevens takes that one outside, evening the count at 1-1. 58 pitches now for Sullivan as the UAM bullpen continues to get ready. This could be a pretty short outing for Peyton, who has now just gone 2+, allowed 6 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 3 walks and 1 strikeout. Hasn't really had it from the beginning of this game. This is a line out from Stevens to the shortstop Borman. Stevens hits it right on the nose, but right at Borman. And Stevens is retired, L6 for the first out of the inning. Joe Myers, who was the only strikeout victim of the day so far for Sullivan, struck out swinging in the first. First pitch to Myers, pulls the bunt attempt back for ball 1. Myers has had a really up and down season. First week of the season, he was spectacular. 5 for 11 for a .455 average as he waits on the 1-0. That's high. 2-0. Again, First 4 games, 5 for 11, with a .647 on-base percentage. Then went through a 1 for 27 slump, which brought his average down to 162. He's 10 for 30, 333 in his last 9 games. That has brought his average back from 162 to all the way to 239. So about an 80-point increase there as he takes a strike on the inner half. He's got a .444 on-base percentage in his last 9 games. So he's starting to find his mojo again as we head towards the conclusion of the regular season, and hopefully, if the GAC can sort out the standings, into the postseason. 2-2 to Myers. Breaking ball did not come down below the belt. Sullivan wanted that one. Low strike has been given, the high strike has not been, and that ball was right over the plate, but just too high apparently. Full count for Myers. Henderson State looking for another base runner here in the third. Swing and a miss though for Myers. He goes down swinging for the second straight time. Both strikeouts for Sullivan are credited to Mr. Myers.
Batting the third baseman, number 2, Daniel Colasanto.
Henderson State softball in danger of dropping the first game the first game that they will have dropped after winning 2 yesterday against UAM, but they're down 8-2 in the 7th. Looks like they'll fall in the first game here on Monday. Henderson State softball, like baseball, in a big battle for postseason. Colasanto takes strike 1. The softball standings are extremely bunched up. The Reddies today could go as high as 4th. They could probably drop as low as 8th. Things are that tight. Colasanto fouls this one off on the 1-1 out of play quickly. 1-2. I think that might have just hit somebody's car. Hopefully not mine. 1-2 to Colasanto. High and outside. Easy take for DC2. A bloop single back in the second for Colasanto, just over the head of the second baseman Thompson. Out of the Bermuda Triangle there in shallow right center. 2-2. Breaking ball stays outside. 3-2 to Colasanto. Colasanto has had a solid series. Combined 2 for 6 yesterday. 1-1, making him a combined 3 for 7 over the weekend. 3-2 now. Swung on, rope to the right side, but right at the right fielder Reyna. Hit hard by Daniel Colasanto. Reddies hit 3 balls hard that inning. 1 was a home run, but a couple of lineouts retire Henderson State. They lead by 5, 7-2. We'll go to the 4th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Top of the 4th we go. Reddies 7, Monticello 2. Game 3 of a 3-game set. First pitch of the inning, taken for a strike by Caleb Warden. A G5. Ground out to Colasanto in the second. But that was really a ground out to the second baseman. He hit it to the right side. Colasanto just was over there with the shift. 0-1. 0-2. Breaking ball gets the outer half. Something about the 0-2 count, when the Reddies get 2 strikes on Warden, Pollock goes back to the shortstop position after playing second base, essentially. Colasanto goes from third to essentially what is second base double play depth, and Joe Myers is just remaining out in shallow right field. Here is the 0-2. Chopped foul. And Aguilar snaps it up before it can bounce back fair. Warden's got about 33% of the field vacant to his left side as the shift is on. Salzman working ahead 0-2, trying for his 3rd strikeout. Hits the glove of Aguilar, but Aguilar set up outside, so good location from Salzman, exactly where his catcher wanted it, but just too far off the plate for a ball, excuse me. 1-2 count to Warden. Salzman now 58 pitches, 41 strikes. 59th coming up here. 1-2. Hit hard, past a diving Daniel Colasanto into the gap, but it's cut off by Danny Mitchell Jr. A long turnaround first and a retreat. Back to the bag for Warden. So he beats the shift and has a single through the right side.
Batting the shortstop, number 35, Dylan Borman.
You're fine. So for the second straight inning, Arkansas-Monticello leads off with a hit. Warden goes through the right side for a single. Inside, ball 1 to Dylan Borman, who scored Monticello's first run after a 1-out double in the second. He doubled off the bottom of the wall in left field. One of 3 doubles today for UAM. 1-0. Down the line, foul. Just foul. A foot foul, maybe. And Henderson State gets a break, because if that's fair, that is the 4th double of the game, and Monticello at least has 2 runners in scoring position. Instead, just an intimidating strike. 1-1. Henderson State looking for another double play. Hit to right center field. That's trouble for Sheppard on his horse. He makes the catch. And back to first goes Warden. Sheppard covered a lot of ground out there off the bat. That looked like a no-doubt double. But Sheppard uses his blazing speed to run about 60, 70, 80 feet, tracking that down. And Henderson State has the first out of the 4th. So Borman robbed of his second double. And that brings up David Reyna, who was one of 2 strikeout victims for Salzman today. Struck out in the second. Swings and misses at that pitch. Into the glove of Aguilar. Umpire says it was foul tipped, but same result, 0-1. Reyna entered the series batting 400 plus, 405 to be exact, now a little bit below that in the 390s. 0-1, Reyna offers at the bunt, but doesn't make contact, and into the glove of Aguilar for the 2nd straight time, and strike number 2. Salzman has really been pounding the strike zone now. 64 pitches, 46 strikes. A very solid ratio, around 72%. 0-2. Here it comes, fouled back, just tipped off the bat. Warden began this inning by beating the shift with a single through the right side. Borman flied out to right center field. A nice running catch by Sheppard. Retired the UAM shortstop. Now Reyna tries to protect the plate, battling in an 0-2 count. Here it is from Salzman in the dirt. Aguilar keeps it in front. Aguilar had some trouble early on in the season keeping things in front, just getting used to the Reddies pitchers and, you know, the turf field, a lot of different variables for Aguilar, but he's been excellent behind the plate in these last few weeks, keeping almost everything in front. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Reyna goes down for the 2nd time. And Salzman has his 3rd strikeout. And now 2 gone. In the 4th, Salzman trying to keep Monticello scoreless for the second time in 4 innings. Worked a 1-2-3 first. UAM got 1 in the second, 1 in the third. But Salzman in a good position here. High fastball not given. Strike zone pretty low today. High strike not really been given by the home plate umpire, Brad Clark. 1-0 from Salzman to Andrew Pereno. That's a strike, belt high. Pereno has been fantastic. He has been the best hitter on either team this series. A collective 6 for 9. The average has increased by 30 points. In now 2.5 games, that's a strike at the knees, 1 and 2. Pereno came into the series batting .329, now batting .356 after a combined 5 for 8 yesterday. He's 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI, so 6 for 9 in that average. Just going up and up and up. Salzman looking to send it back down south with a 1-2 right here. Fouled off, right side out of play. Count remains 1 and 2. Henderson State up 7-2 in the top of the 4th. Beautiful blue skies. Wind blowing out to left field. Not a cloud in the sky here in mid-April. 1-2. Hit hard through the left side. That's a single, and Pereno remains scorching hot. Now 7 for 10 in this series. Arkansas-Monticello has 2 on with 2 out now for Brody Threet, who is not having a weekend to remember. For all of Pereno's success, Threet has suffered at the hands of Henderson State pitching this weekend. A combined 0 for 9. Pereno's average got to be up around 40 points this weekend. Threet's average has decreased from 250 to around 220. First pitch to Threet. Hit hard to Caleb Carr. Carr coming on. He makes a catch. An L7. Threet hit that one right on the nose. Barrels it up. But the Reddies catch a break. Hit right at Caleb Carr. 2 hits, 2 left on. Reddies trying to extend a 5-run lead when we go to the bottom of the 4th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Blake Wynn digs in to lead off the bottom of the 4th for the Reddies. 9-1-2 up as Wynn takes a breaking ball on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Peyton Sullivan out there for his 4th inning. UAM's bullpen has been active for the last 2, but Sullivan's stayed on the mound and starts Wynn off with back-to-back strikes, 1 breaking ball, 1 fastball, 0-2 count. Sullivan 74 pitches now. 75 coming here. 0-2. That's outside. 75 pitches, 75 pitches, 39 strikes. So just above 50%, but not a great ratio today from Sullivan. 1-2, that's way outside, opposite batter's box. 1-2, now 2-2 to Wynn, who struck out in the second. Two and two. Swing and a miss. Blake Wynn goes down on strikes for the second time today. And Peyton Sullivan has another K. Lineup reset for the third time. Brandon Pollock will try to get on for the second time safely. He's reached 2 out of 2 times, but he's 0 for 1. It was hit by a pitch in the first and scored. Reached on an error to the shortstop in the second and later scored. He takes a breaking ball high for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 to Pollock. That's inside. 2-0 now, hitters count to the Reddies leadoff hitter. And leading hitter on the season, Pollock just one of 2 seniors in the lineup today, along with Joseph Sheppard. 2-0 to Pollock, trying to jumpstart the Reddies in the 4th. Swings at that one, fouls it off and out of play. Henderson State has been much better today. They have been fantastic with runners in scoring position. 3 for 5. With runners on second, third, or either or. 2-2, now 2-1. Pollock takes a strike down the middle from Sullivan, who's gone now 3 1/3, 6 hits, 7 runs. 5 of them have been earned. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. 2-2 to Pollock. Outside, just missed. Count runs full. 3-2. Here it comes to Pollock. Swings at that one. Back into the outfield, right side, past a diving Cade Thompson. Thompson can't reach it. And Brandon Pollock has his first hit of the day and third hit of the series. Pollock's average close to, again, 380 after that one. 378. And the top of the order for Henderson State. The first 5 hitters for Henderson State have reached base every single time they've come up. Pollock is 1 for 2, but he reached on an error. Mitchell Jr. is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Sheppard 0 for nothing with 2 walks. Carr 2 for 2. Aguilar 1 for 1 with a walk and a home run. So the top of the order has given Peyton Sullivan fits, as Danny Mitchell Jr., who has got his best batting average of the season right now since the opening few games, takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Mitchell Jr.'s average up to 322, now second on the team. Pollock a big lead off first, 0-1. Mitchell Jr. big hack at that one, but comes up empty for strike 2. Mitchell Jr., a hard hit ball, a single up the middle in the first, a swinging bunt, barely traveled 25 feet, but it was a single in the second. Same result, 2 different, very different swings of the bat. 0-2 to Danny. Trying to protect, trying to put it in play. Here it comes. Outside for the second time today. Sullivan kind of stumbles and falls off the mound. That ball was into the opposite batter's box. Sullivan up over 80 pitches now, 85, 86 pitches for Sullivan total. Pollock again leading off first after his single. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball, foul tipped into the glove of Brody Threet. Mitchell Jr. goes down swinging and goes down for the first time today. Henderson State down to their final out in the 4th.
Batting, the right fielder, number 4, Joseph Sheppard.
Sullivan trying to get his first clean inning of the day. Reddy's got 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third with a Josh Aguilar home run solo shot. 1 on and 2 outs for Joseph Sheppard, who has 2 walks, but an RBI today. Walked home a run with the bases loaded in the second. Long look in for Sullivan. Here comes the first pitch to Shep. That is low. Caleb Carr on deck. He's 2 for 2 and is already tied a career high with 4 RBIs. 2 singles, 4 RBIs. Efficient work from Caleb Carr, getting that average back up above 300. 1-0 to Shep. Swings at that one, high pop-up into left center field. Moving under it is Malden. He makes the catch. The Reddies go down in the 4th. 1 hit, 1 left. 7-2 Reddies. We go to the midpoint of the ball game, 5th inning on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to Clydeberry Field. Beautiful spring day. Temperatures in the 70s. Henderson State leads 7-2. First pitch to Grant Sheppard is a strike. Breaking ball from Drake Salzman. It was his 74th pitch of the game. 54th pitch that resulted in a strike. 0-1 to Sheppard. Hit hard through the left side. And a single. Sheppard now 2 for 2. A double in the 3rd, a single right here. Sheppard really hitting the ball hard today. Sheppard came into today with an average below the Mendoza line, but I imagine it's up above 200 now after back-to-back base knocks. And for the second time, Sheppard has led off the inning with a hit, resetting the UAM order with a big chance here in the top of the 5th. First pitch swinging, first pitch single from Cade Thompson. And back-to-back hits from UAM, back-to-back singles. Puts 2 on with nobody out in the 5th.
Batting the left fielder, number 14, John Malden.
Salzman has worked in and around trouble for the last 3 innings after retiring UAM in order in the 1st, but now 8 hits against Salzman in 4+ innings. Work to do in this one. This one is sent to the gap. That's a base hit. It will score a run. Sheppard rounds 3rd. He's coming home. Thompson goes to 3rd, and Malden cruises to 2nd with a stand-up double. Arkansas-Monticello has started the top of the 5th with a single, and a double. No outs. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. No activity in the Henderson State bullpen, but I imagine there will be soon as Arkansas-Monticello
Batting the third baseman, number 32, Jordan Johnson.
has hit Drake Salzman hard early in the count on 3 straight opportunities. First pitch to Johnson as the heart of the order comes up. Johnson 0 for 2, grounded out to 2nd in the 1st, and grounded into a 6-3 double play in the 3rd. 1-0. Now 2-0 from Salzman. Salzman still has not recorded an out. In the fourth, and we'll take a quick break. Aguilar wants to talk it over with Salzman on the mound. Henderson State's bullpen getting loose. Welcome back. 2-0 count. Salzman in trouble. Runners on second and third. Nobody out. Top of the fifth for UAM. Salzman comes back with a strike. His 80th pitch of the day to Jordan Johnson, who was a combined 3 for 9 yesterday, a combined 3 for 11 after starting the day 0 for 2. 2-1. That's to right center field. That's a base hit. That's going to score 2. Johnson stops at first with a single. Malden and Thompson score, and in the blink of an eye, Arkansas-Monticello has 4 straight hits, 3 singles and a double, and they've got a trio of runs here in the fifth. Henderson State's lead quickly evaporating.
Batting the first baseman, number 8, Caleb Warden.
Henderson State ran into a couple of outs earlier today. You need every single run you can get against Arkansas-Monticello. They're 20-1 in their last 21 conference games for a reason. They do not go away. They trailed in this game 6-1 and 7-2, and is now 7-5. We have a whole new ball game as UAM is starting to tee off on Henderson State pitching. 1-0, hit hard. Single through the right side. Johnson gets out of the way and will have to stop at second as he had to dodge that hard hit single from Caleb Warden. 5 hits, 4 singles and a double in the fifth inning. Henderson State's got to come get Drake Salzman soon, or things are going to get ugly fast. Henderson State didn't have anybody up throwing. Salzman looked pretty solid through 4 innings, but Monticello has torn the cover off the ball in this inning. 5 hard hit balls. No, none of these singles or doubles have been seeing eye hits. Every ball's been hit harder than the next. Cody Hooten will come out to talk to Salzman. We may have a change if the bullpen is ready when we come back. Salzman stays out there as we expected him to. Braden Beebe not ready in the Henderson State bullpen. Salzman trying to just get an out here in the fifth. 5 straight hits to start the inning for Monticello has equaled 3 runs. Salzman gets a strike there in the inner half to Dylan Borman, who was hit 2 balls hard, doubled to the left field wall in the second, and flew out to right center field in the fourth. Joseph Sheppard had to make a nice catch on the run there to nab that piece by Borman. 0-1, swing and a miss from Borman. I believe the first swing and a miss of the inning that Salzman has induced. A single, a double, a single. 3 runs have scored. Henderson State's lead has gone from 7-2 to 7-5. 2 runners on, nobody out. 0-2 to Borman. Skipped by Aguilar, and both runners will advance. That pitcher only went about 58 feet and took a weird hop in front of the plate. Johnson goes to third. Warden goes to second on the wild pitch. And now the force is out of the question. And Borman has an opportunity to tie the game with a base hit. Salzman comes set. Here comes the 1-2. Strike three. Borman caught looking, kept the bat on the shoulders, and Salzman gets a massive out, his first of the inning, 4 1/3 now. But trying to come back after a shaky start. Arkansas-Monticello's Grant Sheppard began this inning with a single, and he may bat again, as this is the 7th batter of the inning, and David Reyna, who has struck out twice. So Salzman's had his number, certainly. Not this time. Reyna flies out to right field. That's a single. That'll score a run. Drops in front of Joseph Sheppard. Reyna gets it off the end of the bat and cuts the Reddies' lead down to 1. Monticello now with runners on the corners, still 1 out for the hottest hitter in the town of Arkadelphia right now, Andrew Perrano.
Batting the designated hitter, number 20, Andrew Perrano.
Perrano or Perrano, not exactly sure. We were not provided a pronunciation guide, so we're just doing the best we can. 2 for 2 today, but he's going to have to wait because he will not face Drake Salzman. Cody Houghton coming out for a second mound visit, which means Braden Beebe is coming in. Salzman's day is done. 4 1/3, 12 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 4 Ks, no walks. It was going smoothly for Salzman, but he was roughed up here in the 5th. He's still responsible for Warden on third and Reyna on first. Beebe will come in and try to hold the lead when we come back. Drake Salzman's day is done. 4 2/3. On comes Braden Beebe. He'll try to work out of a runners on the corners jam with 1 out. First batter he will face is Andrew Perrano, the hottest hitter this weekend for either team. First pitch, Reyna takes off, and he is into second without a throw. 1-0. After the pitch misses outside. Arkansas-Monticello 4 runs already on 6 hits in the 5th inning. They trailed 7-2 heading into the midway point. A base knock likely gives them the lead. 1-0. That's outside. Aguilar gets dirty to keep that in front. 2-0. BB comes into this one to make his 12th appearance, all in relief. Solid numbers on the season, 3.60 ERA, 2-1, and 20 innings pitched exactly. He's got 1 save. (2-0). Fastball low, outside in the dirt, not close. 3-0. Colasanto wants to have a small conversation with BB. Some encouragement from his third baseman. Walking Andrew Perino might not be the worst thing in the world for the Reddies. First base is open, and he's 7 for 10 with a handful of doubles on the weekend. Not as if it gets any easier, though, in the UAM batting order. We'll see if Perino has the green light on this 3-0. BB just needs to find the location here. He does. Strike 1 at the knees. BB keeps it simple, and Perino takes a strike. Still a hitter's count, though, for Perino. 3-1. Combined 5 for 8 yesterday, 2 for 2 in today's action. 7 for 10 total. 3-1. Hit hard to Colasanto. Colasanto gets up off of his knees and throws out Perino at first. Great play by Colasanto at the hot corner. Took a big hop and went up and hit Colasanto in the chest, but Colasanto, not scared of that one, gets in front of it, makes the play, and throws out Perino for a big, big second out. Perino retired for the first time today after a nice play by Colasanto, who's had a good afternoon with a couple of hits. A couple of hard hit balls, 1 single, and a few nice plays at third. First pitch upcoming to Threet. Threet hits it hard to Colasanto. Wicked hop, crow hop, and a throw across the diamond. 2 great plays by Colasanto. Braden Beebe comes in and shuts down Monticello in the 5th. Henderson State holds the lead 7-6. Great performance there. Very clutch from both Beebe and Colasanto, taking care of 2 hard hit balls to end the inning. 6 hits, 4 runs. We got a whole new bag here. 7-6 Reddies as we head to the bottom of the 5th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to Clydeberry Field. Beautiful skies, beautiful day.
Batting the left fielder, number 6, Caleb Carr.
As Caleb Carr digs in. I misspoke earlier when I said Caleb Carr tied a career high. He has set a career high with 4 RBIs in 2 at-bats earlier today. He had 3 RBIs a handful of times as a freshman and a sophomore, but first time with 4 RBIs, so a nice career day for Caleb Carr. He takes a breaking ball inside from a new pitcher for Arkansas-Monticello. After 4 innings, Peyton Sullivan's day is done. If Henderson State stays in front, Sullivan will be tagged with the loss. But Carr will face off and be the first hitter to dig in against a freshman hometown kid, Mason Philly, a freshman 6'3", at Arkansas-Monticello. 2-0, 2-1. Philly on the year, 2-0, a 5.62 ERA. He's made 10 appearances. This is his 11th. Just 1 start, 16 total innings. The 2-1 swung on and missed by Carr. Philly's last outing was earlier this week, or earlier last week, should say, less than a week ago, on April 10th, when he went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 walks against Union University. 2-2, chopped right side. No problem for Warden, who steps on the bag in front of Carr, and Carr is retired for the first time today. Philly has his first out since coming on in relief. Philly had a tough start to the season. Settled in for 4 appearances in a row where he did not allow a run.
Aguilar.
7 straight innings in 4 appearances when Philly did not allow a run. In his first 4 appearances, Philly allowed 8 earned runs, but in his last 2, he's gone a combined 3 2/3, allowing 4 runs. So he's kind of been up and down throughout the season, and Henderson State is going to try to keep him down, as Josh Aguilar, who has the only home run of the weekend for the Reddies, which came back in the 3rd, digs in for the 3rd time today. 0-1, now 0-2 to Aguilar, 2 fastballs on the outside corner. Philly, 16 innings, 15 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned, 14 walks, 16 strikeouts, so not great ratios there. Does get a strikeout per inning, but also pretty much walks a guy every inning. Strikeouts and walks virtually identical. Aguilar holds the bat back on the 0-2, now 1-2. Talked about it earlier, mentioned it again. Aguilar has been very up and down this season. Started slow, absolutely scorched the ball for about a 2-week period, but has been in a slump for the last 7 games, working back from a lower body injury. 1-2. Outside, good spot to miss if you're Mason Philly, but Carr shows off some solid plate discipline and takes ball 2. Reddy's got 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. Did not score in the 4th. Bases empty in the 5th with 1 out. Aguilar takes a ball outside and low. Now 3-2. Aguilar worked a walk in the 1st. Henderson State, as a team, has walked 3 times. Arkansas-Monticello has not walked in this game. Arkansas-Monticello does not walk very often this season. Full count. Reddies trying to get a base runner. 3-2, outside. Aguilar reaches for the 3rd straight time, on base percentage skyrocketing here today, as Aguilar takes his 2nd walk of the afternoon.
Batting the designated hitter, number 26, Grayson Stevens.
Aguilar now 2nd on the team in terms of base on balls, passing Brandon Pollock. 22 walks for Aguilar this year. Has helped the average go around the 400 mark, even though Aguilar's batting closer to 260. Strike 1 fired in there to Grayson Stevens, who was 0 for 2. Stevens grounded into a 6-4-3 double play, or it was a 4-6-3 double play, excuse me, in the 1st, and then lined out to the shortstop in the 3rd. That was a hard hit ball, just found some leather instead of some grass. Philly ahead 0-2 now. as Stevens takes 2 strikes. Stevens batting .333 in 42 at-bats this season. 0-2, low, 1-2. Grayson Stevens, there's only been one time this year where he does not have 2 bats or more in a game without a hit. So if he comes up 3 times or basically any more than 2 times, he's going to get a hit. So he's due right now. We'll see. 1-2. High. Breaking ball doesn't come back down to the strike zone, and Stevens takes it. Count now even 2-2. 15 pitches for Philly. 7 strikes. Already walked Aguilar, averaging about a walk per inning pitched. 2-2 to Stevens. Swung on, chopped to second base. Charging is Thompson. He tags Aguilar, but Stevens is safe at first. And the umpire behind the mound is going to talk this over with Cody Hooten. And Aguilar's got a right to move out of the way. He did not run out of the base paths by any mean. Aguilar avoided the tag, and the umpire is going to say he was out of the base path, which is a ridiculous call because all he did was shimmy the body, and by no way, shape, or form was Josh Aguilar out of the base paths. Henderson State should have 2 runners on with 1 out, at least. But Arkansas-Monticello is going to get another break. For the 3rd or 4th time here this weekend, Henderson State is going to get the short end of the stick. Aguilar is allowed to avoid the tag if he does not go outside the base path, which he did not. Arkansas-Monticello could get a break here. We'll step away. Henderson State has now gotten the short end of the stick multiple occasions this weekend. Cody Hooten argued a call at third base where Dana Mitchell Jr. was called out, sliding into third.
Second baseman, number 3, Joe Myers.
The Reddies were robbed of a hit of what should have been a base runner when Josh Aguilar's bat was hit by the glove of the catcher. Batter's interference should have been called. That wasn't called, and Josh Aguilar should have had second base, and Henderson State should be threatening now. But the umpire rules Aguilar ran out of the base paths, even though all he did was duck out of the way of the tag. Curious calls here. Arkansas-Monticello getting the benefit of the doubt this weekend. 0-1 to Joe Myers. Grayson Stevens winds up on first with a fielder's choice. 1-1 now as Philly misses outside. Now 1-2 to Myers. Who grounded out to the shortstop in the first and struck out in the third. Myers looking to go 1 for 3, which would put him right at his average in the last 2 weeks or so. He's 10 for 30 coming into this game in his last 9. 1 for 2. 1 and 2, excuse me. 2 outs. 1 runner on. Philly misses outside. Easy take for Myers. Henderson State trying to start a 2-out rally and pad their 1-run lead. 7-6 ball game. Reddies lead, bottom of the 5th. Here comes the 2-2 to Myers. High, snap throw back to first. Stevens in safely. count full. Three and two. Stevens will be running on the pitch. Grayson takes off, and Myers swings through. Myers down swinging again. Tough day for Joe. Reddies get a base runner, but strand him. Arkansas-Monticello coming back to bat. 7-6 ball game. We'll go to the 6th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Grant Sheppard, who has jump-started the Monticello lineup twice already, digs in for the third time. Leadoff double in the third, leadoff single in the fifth. He bats for the second straight inning. First pitch from Braden Beebe is a strike. Sheppard almost came around to bat last inning, but he will lead off for the second straight inning. Again, led off in the fifth, which was the beginning of 5 straight hits for UAM, chasing Drake Salzman from the game. Braden Beebe came on in relief and induced 2 straight ground ball hard hit outs to get Daniel Colasanto. Colasanto made 2 great plays to keep the Reddies in front. That pitch is high and inside. 2-1 to Sheppard, who entered the weekend batting below the Mendoza line, but is now above the Mendoza line with a 2-for-2 effort here today. 2-1. Strike 2. Count evened at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Sheppard out in front. BB goes breaking ball and gets his first K of the day. A big first out for the Reddies in the top of the 6th.
Batting the second baseman, number 2, Cade Thompson.
BB averaging just over 1 strikeout per inning. 21 innings completed now. 23 strikeouts, 14 walks. First pitch to Cade Thompson, who singled in the 5th. Cade is 2 for 3 today. And 6 for 13, batting just below 500 over the weekend. 0-1, gets away from Aguilar, but not a big deal. Nobody on base, nobody moving up 90 feet. Thompson's average also back over 400. Started the weekend batting .392. Strike 2, outside half. 1-2. BB working the strike zone well here in the 6th. Looking for his second strikeout, second straight, second of the inning. Right here, 1-2 in the dirt, blocked by Aguilar. 2-2. Thompson, a redshirt freshman out of Texarkana, Texas. Henderson State's going to have to deal with Cade for a long time. 2-2. Set to shortstop, charging Pollock. Fields and fires, and Cade is retired. Second ground out of the day for Cade. Went to Colasanto back in the first. This time he grounds out to Pollock. And the Reddies have 2 down in the top of the 6th.
Batting the left fielder, number 14, John Malden.
John Malden also batted last inning. Everybody for UAM batted last inning, actually, so Malden was just 1. Malden had an RBI double in the 5th. That gets away from Beebe, right past Josh Aguilar, who was less inclined to move for that one with the bases empty. Regular depth, no shift on for Malden. 1-0. That is also past Aguilar. Same exact pitch, same exact spot, same exact result. 2 balls to the backstop, forcing, I think that's Drew Mouse, into a few extra steps, retrieving these errant pitches. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base. That one is snagged by Aguilar, but still outside and in the dirt. 3 simple takes for John Malden. Beebe has not come close to the strike zone in this at-bat. Trying to come back, 3-0. Goes to the breaking ball and gets a strike outside part of the plate. Good pitch from Beebe just to get on board and challenge Malden a little bit. Malden went deep yesterday. Home run to left center field. His 10th of the year. 3-1. Strike 2. Same pitch, same location, same result. Breaking ball from Beebe, low and outside. Malden can only stop and stare as the count has run full. Rock and fire, 3-2. Malden takes it low, and he walks. Just the first walk issued by a Henderson State pitcher today, as Malden takes a stroll down to first. 1-run game here in the 6th. Reddies lead 7-6. Monticello got 4 in the 5th to cut a 7-2 deficit down to 1. Malden takes off, throw down to second. Not in time. Joe Myers thought he got the foot of John Malden, and the throw was a little bit behind or in front of the bag and behind Malden, but Myers thought he put the tag on. Malden slides in safely, and all of a sudden Arkansas-Monticello has a runner in scoring position. Monticello only walked 1 time in the second half of the doubleheader yesterday. 1-0 pitch inside, and it hits the cleanup hitter. Excuse me, the 3-hole hitter, Jordan Johnson. So he takes first base, and Braden Beebe, after getting the first 2 outs of the inning, in a little bit of trouble now. Runners on first and second with 2 outs for Caleb Warden, who has 2 singles today as well as a ground out in the 2nd. Warden was stranded at 3rd in the 5th, stranded at 2nd in the 4th. First pitch to Warden. In there for a strike on the outside half. 25 pitches now for Beebe, less than a 50% strike rate, just 12 strikes. Inherited a jam, runners on the corners in the 5th, worked out of it. Runners on first and second in the 6th now, with 2 outs, trying to work out of this chance. UAM, swing and a miss by Caleb Warden. Beebe now way ahead 0-2 as Warden goes fishing in the dirt. Only hitter for UAM in the order without a hit today, Birdie 3. Hitless this weekend. Beebe looking for his 2nd strikeout of the inning, 2nd strikeout of the afternoon. to keep Henderson State in front. Here comes the 0-2. Sent right side into the hole. Covering is Beebe, and he makes the play, but now his foot is off the bag. And here comes Cody Hooten to argue the call. We'll step away. Call not overturned, and Cody Hooten ejected from the game for arguing a couple of calls. That's the 5th questionable call of the weekend, and Monticello has gotten every one of them. I think Cody Hooten is pretty frustrated with the lack, or rather the short end of the stick that Henderson State has gotten. Of course, just 2 umpires here and no review, as Dylan Borman bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 6th. Borman unable to pull the bat back and is charged with strike 1. 0-1, 2 outs, bases loaded. Malden on 3rd, Johnson on 2nd, Warden on 1st. 0-1, breaking ball, hammered foul. Beebe ahead 0-2 for the 2nd straight hitter. Borman doubled in the 2nd and scored. He was the first run of the game for UAM. Flew out to right field in the 4th and struck out looking in the 5th. Beebe trying to strand 5 runners now in 2 innings of work. 0-2. Borman barely pulls the bat back. Stays alive, 1-2 count. Beebe started off the inning pretty simply, a ground out and a strikeout. Monticello had bases empty with 2 outs, but now they have them loaded. Rock and fire from Beebe. Here comes the 1-2. Borman again pulls the bat back. Count evened at 2-2. Malden walked. He stole 2nd, and then Jordan Johnson was hit by a pitch. Warden singles to 2nd base. It was a close play, and they said Beebe's foot slipped off the bag as the pitcher was covering. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3. Dylan Borman goes down looking. Henderson State gets a call. 1 hit. Monticello strands 3. 7-6 Reddies will go to the bottom of the 6th. Monticello loads the bases, but Dylan Borman strikes out looking to end the top of the 6th. Henderson State trying to tack on some runs here and extend the lead. They lead 7-6. Had a big lead after the 2nd and a big lead after the 3rd, but 4 runs by Monticello in the 5th have cut this to a 1-run game. Colasanto takes strike 1 at the knees from the freshman Mason Philly, who remains in the game. 1+ innings now. 1 walk, 1 strikeout when he took over for Peyton Sullivan, who got the start. Opposite side, and foul for Colasanto, immediately foul. Colasanto quickly down 0-2. Bloop single in the 2nd, hard hit liner in the 3rd, which was caught by the right fielder, so Colasanto is 1 for 2 today. 0-2. Now 1-2 as Colasanto leaves the fastball out of the zone, outside. Colasanto's also been excellent in the field today. Kept the Reddies in front with 2 impressive plays with runners on 2nd and 3rd back in the 5th. 1-2 to Daniel. Swings, sends it right side. Thompson gathers, sets his feet and fires to first. Colasanto is retired, 4-3, no problem for UAM. Bringing up Blake Wynn, who was going to try to change his fortunes today. Blake back-to-back strikeouts in the 2nd and the 4th. Bottom of the order has not been very successful for the Reddies today. Combined 1 for 11, Colasanto with the only hit. Stevens-Myers 0 for 3, Colasanto 1 for 3, Blake Wynn 0 for 2. He takes a strike there, 0-1. Top of the order has been very solid for the Reddies. Pollock 1 for 2, Mitchell 2 for 3, Sheppard 0 for 1 with 2 walks, Carr 2 for 3, 4 RBIs, Aguilar 1 for 1, 2 walks. This has popped up. Should stay in play, but just goes foul at the last moment. Lands on the bleachers behind home plate and creates a pretty loud pop there. So Wynn stays alive. The wind gives Wynn one more chance to hit, but he is already down 0-2. Here comes the 0-2. Back up the box and through. Blake Wynn, a little seeing eye single there. Just over the glove of the pitcher Philly and past Cade Thompson, who tried to knock it down in the hole, but Blake Wynn has got a hit. And the 9-hole hitter proves to be the secondary leadoff, as Brandon Pollock will bat for the 4th time. 2 recorded at-bats. This will be his 4th plate appearance. He has reached all 3 times. He has reached safely twice, hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first, reached on an E6 in the second, scored a run, and singled in the fourth. Swings of the first pitch there, out of play down the right side. Mason Philly came on in relief of Peyton Sullivan, who went 4 innings today. Wynn leads off first. Here's the 0-1 to Pollock. That's outside, opposite batter's box, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One run lead for the Reddies in the bottom of the 6th, 7-6 ball game. The Reddies lost by this score last night when they could not hold a 6-4 lead. Monticello got 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and Henderson State fell. 1-1, high and outside. Pollock takes it for ball 2. The starter today for UAM was Peyton Sullivan. 4 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks, 4 Ks, 1 hit batsman. Philly took over in the 5th. 1 1/3 now for the freshman. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 K. Henderson State trying to pad the lead right now. Pollock leaves that one high and away. Hitters count on the verge of a walk, which would be Philly's second, and Philly pretty much averages a walk per inning. Philly has now thrown 17 1/3 this season and walked 15 guys. So for all intents and purposes, that's a walk every inning. 3-1. That stays outside, and Brandon Pollock looks at ball 4 and takes a stroll to first base. Second time Pollock has reached with a free pass, hit by a pitch in the first, now reaches with a walk, and Henderson State threatening for the first time in a couple innings.
The center fielder, number 33, Danny Mitchell Jr.
Reddies went down just with 1 hit, 1 base runner, no hits, 1 base runner, sorry, in the 5th. Henderson State had 1 base runner in the 4th. So threatening again for the first time in a couple innings. Danny Mitchell Jr., who is 2 for 3, looks at strike 1. Mitchell singled up the middle in the first, singled to third base in the second with a swinging bunt, and struck out in the 4th. Danny scored 2 runs in the first and second after those singles. Big leads for Wynn and Pollock on second and first respectively. That's opposite field, hit hard, but right at John Malden. Mitchell is retired with an L7, and Henderson State is down to their final out in the 6th inning.
Batting, right fielder, number 4, Joseph Sheppard.
Joseph Sheppard will look for his first hit today. He's got an RBI already. Walked with the bases loaded in the second. Walked and scored a run in the first. Popped up, hit a high fly ball to left in the 4th. 2-out RBI opportunity for Sheppard, as Wynn will be running on the pitch. That stays inside, runs in on the hips of Sheppard. We'll take a quick break. The UAM catcher wants to talk it over with his pitcher. Welcome back after a quick break. If we had station identification, that would have been it. But you're listening to the Henderson State Sports Network. 7-6 ball game, 1-0 count to Joseph Sheppard. Feely, a couple glances at second, now comes to the plate and fires a strike on the outside half. One and 1 to Sheppard. Wynn singled up the middle. Pollock walked. Mitchell Jr. lined out to the left fielder. 2 outs with 2 on. Hit hard on the left field line and past a diving Jordan Johnson. This will score a run Pollock comes home to score from second. Or excuse me, Wynn comes home to score from second. Pollock goes to third, and Joseph Sheppard has a 2-out RBI double. Big piece, clutch piece, important piece of hitting from Joseph Sheppard. His second RBI of the day. And Henderson State will bring up Caleb Carr, who is trying to extend a career high day with another opportunity for 2 RBIs here. Great piece of hitting by Joseph Sheppard. Henderson State gets a break from the baseball gods. Stays fair, and off the glove of Johnson into left field. Down the left field line scores Wynn. Henderson State now looking to add and possibly double their lead here with a hit from Carr. Carr with 2 RBI singles in the first and second. Reddies up by 2. A base hit from Carr likely doubles the lead and puts them up by 4. First pitch to Carr was a ball. That pitch on the outside half is a strike. 1-1 to Caleb. Set a career high today already with 4 RBIs. Has had 3 RBIs a handful of times. He wears number 6. He's got a chance for 6 RBIs today if he can get a base knock into the outfield. 1-1. Fouled off. Good swing from Carr. Just missed it. He'll now protect with a 1-2 count. Mason Philly trying to limit the damage here in the 6th. Be curious to see if we see Philly in the 7th. He rarely goes over 2 innings of work. 1-2 to Carr. Swung on and missed. Philly gets the strikeout. The Reddies strand 2, but not before they get a run back. 8-6 Henderson State. 2 runs, 2 left on. We'll go to the 7th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Six, 7, 8 due up in the top of the 7th for UAM. David Reyna leads things off. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it off out of play. Braden Beebe, 1 2/3. He came in to end the 5th, the top of the 5th, worked out of a jam in the 6th, and now working in the 7th. Breaking ball strike, 0-2 to Reyna, who is 1 for 3. Changed his fortunes in the 5th with an RBI single. Here's the 0-2 from Beebe. Swing and a miss. Tipped off the bat and into the glove of Aguilar. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to David Reyna. And Braden Beebe has his 3rd strikeout in this appearance. Beebe has been very solid for Henderson State. Entered the game with runners on the corners after Arkansas-Monticello really got things going against Drake Salzman in the 5th. Beebe pours in a strike there to Pereno. Induced 2 5-3 groundouts to Colasanto. Loaded the bases last inning, but got out of that jam with a backwards K to Dylan Borman. Just misses there to Pereno with a breaking ball. 1-1, 1 out, bases empty. Pereno hits it hard and back up the middle. Pereno 3 for 4. And Pereno might end up with double-digit hits on the weekend. He is now 8 for 12. Between yesterday and today, that average skyrocketing. Pereno came into the weekend batting 329. Came into today batting 356, so that average definitely up above 360, maybe up above 370. Trending in the right direction. Brody Threet digs in. Swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. 0 for 3 is Threet. He's been democratic with his outs. Pop up to Myers at second. Line out to Carr in left. And a ground out to Colasanto at third. He has hit the ball twice, though, very hard today. 0-1. He hits it again hard, and that is a shot. Extra bases down the left field line. That will score Pereno from first as Henderson State's lead is cut in half with a RBI double down the left field line from Brody Threet. A big time to get your first hit of the weekend. A no-doubt double as Pereno scores all the way from first. And we have a one-run ball game for the second time today. We'll take a break. Drew Mouse wants to talk it over with his pitcher, Braden Beebe. Runner on second, 1 out, 1-run ball game. Beebe pitches to Grant Sheppard, who takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Sheppard has had a very good day. 2 for 3, a double and a run in the third, a single and a run in the 5th. Oh-1 from Beebe. Swing and a miss. Got Sheppard way out in front of that one. Beebe struck out David Reyna to open the inning. Pereno got his 8th hit of the weekend with a single, and Threet just doubled down the line to get this to a 1-run game. But Beebe comes right back with a 3-pitch strikeout, his second 3-pitch strikeout of the inning. So it's kind of been all or nothing for Beebe in this inning. Struck out Reyna on 3 pitches, strikes out Sheppard on 3 pitches. And Beebe will try to get out of his 3rd jam in a row as the UAM order resets for the 5th time. Cade Thompson, 2 for 4 today, digs in. First pitch to Cade, outside, ball 1. Cade, along with Andrew Pereno, having a solid weekend. 6 for 14 between yesterday and today. 1-0 to Cade. Swing and a miss from the redshirt freshman second baseman. With that, double by Brody Threet, every single player in the Monticello lineup has at least one hit. Cade has 2, Warden has 3, Pereno has 3, Sheppard has 2. 1-1. Just off the end of the bat, foul. Arkansas-Monticello line score 7-15-1. 7 runs on 15 hits and an error. Henderson State 8-9-0. Henderson State has used the walk and the hit by pitch a lot more than the Boll Weevils. But a lot more extra base hits for Arkansas-Monticello. Beebe trying to get out of it. Here comes the 1-2 to Thompson. Strike 3, inside corner. See you later. Beebe allows 1 but strikes out 3. Back to a 1-run game we go. Bottom 7, 8-7 Reddies on the Henderson State Sports Network.
World, David.
Josh Aguilar leads off the bottom of the 7th in a 1-run game for the second time. Reddies led 7-6 after 5. They led 8-6 after 6. They lead 8-7 now, midway through the 7th. Josh Aguilar digs in and takes a ball 1 on the outside. Kind of uncharted territory for UAM's pitcher now, Mason Philly. Philly has not gone more than 2 innings this season as he gets a strike on the outside corner. Philly now has gone 18 innings combined, or total on the year after with the 2 innings he's gone today, but he's never gone more than 2 in an appearance. He's gone 2+ now, so hopefully Henderson State can take advantage of this uncharted territory that Philly is entering, but Philly's looking solid early on, gets Aguilar swinging, and is now ahead on the catcher 1-2. Aguilar, perfect for the day. A home run in the 3rd. Bookends that with walks in the 1st and the 5th. 1-2. High outside, easy take for Aggie. Aguilar has been up and down all season. He was down yesterday, so he's up today. Combined just 0 for 7 yesterday, but 1 for 1, and then also 2 walks. 3 really good plate appearances from Josh. 2-2. Not a good swing there. Chases what would have been ball 3. And he strikes out for the first out of the inning. Grayson Stevens
Batting, the designated hitter, number 26, Grayson Stevens.
digs in. Stevens 0 for 3. Stevens has had, I believe, 2+ at-bats, 2 or more at-bats 13 times. When Stevens comes up to bat 2 or more times, he almost always gets a hit. The few times Grayson Stevens has gone hitless this season is when he's just been 0 for 1 or pitch hitting. So he is certainly due. Average has dropped down to 326 after starting the game with it at 350. 0-1 popped up on the infield. Calling forward is Borman. He's under it. He makes the play, and the Reddies have 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th for Joe Myers.
Batting the second baseman, number 3, Joe Myers.
Henderson State got out of the gates extremely hot in the first and second. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. Also got 1 in the 6th as Myers takes a strike on the outer half, or strike 1. 0-1 count to Myers now. Tough day for Joe at the plate. Grounded out in the first, struck out in the third and the 5th. High and outside, simple take from Joe. Henderson State loaded the bases, got a Caleb Carr 2-run single in the first, and then Grayson Stevens grounded into a double play, which scored a run. No RBI, though, to get a trio of runs in the first. As Myers takes a 1-1 high, 2-1. Then the Reddies got 3 more in the second off of another Caleb Carr 2 RBI single. But Henderson State also ran into 2 outs in the second. Carr was thrown out at second. Joseph Sheppard was out stealing home. 2-1. Inside part, strike 2. Henderson State needs every run they can get against an Arkansas-Monticello team that will not go away. I can't say I'm surprised. This UAM ball club is 20-1 in their last 21 conference games. 2-2, that's outside. 3-2. Philly, 2 2/3 now. 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 2 walks, 3 Ks. He's allowed 1 extra base hit. It was a double, an RBI double last inning by Joseph Sheppard, which scored Blake Wynn to give the Reddies a momentary 2-run lead. Count full, 3-2. Here it comes from Philly, just fouled off the bat by Myers. Good swing from Joe, just barely missed. Myers had a good day in the doubleheader yesterday. Combined 3 for 7. In Game 2, he went 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. Coming into today, he is 10 for 30 with a .444 on-base percentage in his last 9 games. Another full count pitch right here. Swing and a miss. Myers down swinging for the 3rd time today, 3rd straight time. 1-run game, we go to the 8th. The Reddies bullpen trying to take care of business. We'll be back on the Henderson State Sports Network. We go to the top of the 8th. One-run ball game. Henderson State trying to salvage a 3-game set against UAM as Braden Beebe brings it to John Malden. Malden swings through for strike 1. Henderson State dropped the first 2 games of this series in heartbreaking fashion. Had chances to win it in game number 1 as Beebe pulls the string on a gorgeous breaking ball there. That started at the chest, drops down to the thighs of Malden for strike 2. Reddies had 2 chances to win it in game number 1 of the series. Unable to do so. They lost 6-3 in 15 innings, a marathon, and then blew a 6-4 lead in the last 2 innings of game number 2. Malden grounds out, uses the speed, but Myers throws him out by a step. Good play by Myers, and Malden was on his horse there. That guy runs really, really well for a dude who's hit 10 home runs on the year.
Batting the third baseman, number 32, Jordan Johnson.
But he is out. Now the Reddies have the first Weevil of the inning retired. Shift on for Jordan Johnson. Another great breaking ball from Braden Beebe, who was working in his 4th inning. He came in the 5th, worked obviously through the 6th and 7th, and now works here in the 8th. Got out of a jam in the 5th and the 6th, allowed 1 run in the 7th, and now works in the 8th. 2-1 count after starting Jordan Johnson out with a strike. Johnson is 1 for 3. Every single bull weevil in the lineup today has a hit. Johnson has 1 of them. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Beebe again pulls the string. He's really got the breaking ball working in this inning, using both sides of the plate, east, west, north, south. He's got the compass out. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Johnson chases another breaking ball. Beebe goes back to that same location, and he's got his 6th strikeout in 3 1/3. Beebe is working really well,
Batting the first baseman, number 8, Caleb Warden.
and right now would be in line for the win, as Salzman was unable to get out of the 4th. First pitch to Caleb Warden, the cleanup hitter for the Weevils. Warden is one of 2 Weevils with 3 hits today. 3 hits, all singles, all coming in back-to-back-to-back innings. 1-0 to Warden. Hits it hard, but right into the shift. Pollock makes the play. That is a 6-3 ground out, even though the ball was hit to the right side of the infield. Beebe gets 3 in a row, 1-2-3 for the Weevils. Henderson State looking for some insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th. They lead 8-7 on the Henderson State Sports Network. Impressive work from Brandon Beebe in the top half of the 8th. The Reddies will try to give him some insurance as we head to the bottom. Daniel Colasanto leads off for the Reddies. 8-9-1 hitters due up. Colasanto takes ball 1. Mason Philly still on the mound for UAM. 3+ innings now after taking it over for Peyton Sullivan in the 5th. That ball is low in the dirt. 2-0 to Colasanto, who singled back in the 2nd and later scored. And we're going to have a quick mound visit. Nobody up in the bullpen, but John Harvey wants to talk it over with his pitcher, Philly. Mentioned earlier, Philly, in his previous 10 outings, had never gone more than 2 innings. He is at 3+ right now as we take a break on the Henderson State Sports Network. Two and 0 count to number 2, Daniel Colasanto. Solid with the bat and with the glove today. Looking to give the Reddies a leadoff man. In the 8th, takes a ball high at the eyes. 3-0. Philly has walked 2 already. Colasanto would love to get his 3rd. Outside half. Just on the black, apparently. Philly gets one back with a strike. Still a good spot for Mr. Colasanto with a 3-1 count to work with. Here it is. Fouled off and out of play. Count has gone full. Daniels is that's just how kind of baseball works. Colasanto bloops one in the 2nd and hits one off the nose in the 3rd. The bloop was a single, the 3rd was an out. 3-2. Shot to shortstop. Borman gathers in, fires across, and Colasanto is retired. Good pitching there by Mason Philly to come back after 3-0 to force Colasanto to be a hitter. 6-3, simple.
Batting the first baseman, number 1, Blake Wynn.
And Monticello has their first out of the bottom of the 8th. Blake Wynn scored the Reddies' most recent run back in the 6th. Wynn got a ground ball with eyes, a chopper, over the glove of Mason Philly and into the outfield through center field as he hits a towering fly ball to left field, not deep enough. Malden circles and makes the play. Wynn down on 1 pitch, and Mason Philly is almost through 4 innings of work, which would double his longest appearance. Henderson State
Batting the shortstop, number 10, Brandon Pollock.
still looking for insurance runs. It'll be a little harder to do so now with the bases empty and 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th, but they have the man. They've got the right guy up to maybe get an insurance run as Brandon Pollock digs in, takes strike 1. Pollock has dug in 4 times and wound up on first all 4 times. But just 1 for 2 today in recorded at-bats. This is way outside. Ball 1. 1-1. Pollock was hit by a pitch in the 1st and scored. He reached on an error to the shortstop in the 2nd and scored. He singled in the 4th and he walked in the 6th. Looking to run the bases for the 5th time today. 1-1. Low and outside. Threet tries to frame it, but that pitch was low all the way. 2-1. Pollock batting .378, a first-team All-GAC candidate. He has been great this year from start to finish. 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Brandon, the only Henderson State hitter over the half-century mark when it comes to hits this season. 3-1. High, ball 4. Brandon Pollock draws another walk. On base percentage, absolutely astronomical for Brandon. 1 for 2, but has reached base all 5 times now.
Batting
and reached base safely as he draws his second walk of the day. Brandon Pollock now is tied for the lead, I believe, with Danny Mitchell for the team lead in walks, but has the outright lead in walks plus hit by pitches, as Pollock's on-base percentage nears .500 once again. Reddies trying to get a two-out rally going. Danny Mitchell Jr. fouls it off. Mitchell Jr. leads the Reddies in long ball this season. He's got 6. Henderson State not really known for the home run. A few guys on this team with regular home run power, but not a ton. Mitchell Jr. is one of those guys. 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Henderson State would love a hard hit ball to the gap from Mitchell Jr. right now. Doubling the lead would be absolutely massive heading into the top of the 9th as the Reddies try to salvage the series versus the Bull Weevils of Arkansas-Monticello. 1-1, outside half for a strike. 1-2, Mitchell Jr. protecting the plate now. Mitchell Jr. started 2 for 2, now 2 for 4. Singles in the first and second, struck out in the fourth, and lined out in the 6th. Pollock, a healthy leadoff first, being held on by Warden. Regular defensive alignment against Mitchell Jr. A peek to first. Here comes the 1-2. Right side, fielded by Thompson, and Mitchell Jr. is retired. We go to the top of the 9th. Raiden Beebe will try to close the door on UAM. One-run game, 8-7. Reddies lead on the Henderson State Sports Network. Raiden Beebe back on the mound. 3 2/3 already. 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, a season-high 6 Ks. He's been great so far, trying to close the door on the 5-6-7 hitters of UAM. Starts Dylan Borman off with a ball outside. A lot of noise bellowing out of the Monticello dugout as the wind begins to pick up here at Clyde-Berry Field, rippling the jerseys of the infielders. 1-0. 2-0 now. Check down with the first base umpire. And he gives the relaxed, safe sign saying Borman held the bat back. Hitters count 2-0. Reddies lead 8-7, top of the 9th. 3-0 now. Beebe misses again. Outside in the dirt. Henderson State has some bullpen activity. I think that's John Youngblood over there getting warm if needed. But this is Beebe's game for now. 3-0 to Borman. Ball 4. Beebe walks him on 4 pitches, and the tying run is on base. Bottom of the order coming up. Not yet, but the bottom half. But that hasn't really mattered
As we'll step away, Josh Aguilar wants to have a conversation with Braden Beebe.
So we will have a pitching change. Braden Beebe's day is done. And the Reddies now bring on John Youngblood for the save. I believe Beebe is in line for the win, after Salzman was unable to get the qualifying 5 innings that he needed.
Batting the right fielder, number 19, David Reyna.
Beebe, a solid effort, but did walk the tying run on first base. Youngblood will have to deal with him, as well as David Reyna, who digs in. Before we go to the plate, we go to first base. A check on Borman, who slides back. Mentioned before the break, 6, 7, 8 hitters still due up with nobody out, as Youngblood misses outside. 5 balls from the Reddies pitching staff in this inning. 4 straight from Beebe, which yanked him from the game. Youngblood now in, looking for the save. Bottom of the order has been just as formidable as the top half. Reyna skies this to right center field. Back is Mitchell Jr. He's under it. He makes the catch, and retreating to first is Dylan Borman. A long run for Danny Mitchell Jr., but he makes the play, and more important, or also importantly, keeps Borman at first. Not surprised, but I thought for a second there Borman might go back to first early and try to tag and go to second.
Batting the designated hitter, number 20, Andrew Perino.
We will have another mound visit. Drew Mouse wants to prepare John Youngblood to face UAM's hottest hitter of the weekend, Andrew Perino. We'll be back in a few moments. Quick break. Mound visit over. Johnny Youngblood gets a fly out to right center field. Misses inside to Andrew Pereno, who is 3 for 4 in this game. And over the weekend, his batting average has skyrocketed. Started at 329, now over 360, probably over 370. 1-0. Perino hammers it hard. Diving is Pollock across the diamond. And this is past a stretching Blake Wynn. Both runners will advance to second and third. And that may have been unnecessary. That's a hit and an error on the backside of the play. Error will be charged to Brandon Pollock on the throw. But if you're Blake Wynn, I know you're trying to keep your foot on the bag and get the out. It's just too tough to tell, because if you keep your foot on the bag and can dig that ball, that's 2 outs right there. But if you come off the bag and block the ball, then the runners stay at first and second. Now Monticello will have Brody Threet up.
Batting the catcher, number 10, Brody Threet.
Henderson State moves the infield in a 1-run ball game. 8-7. Brody Threet will try to tie it or give UAM the lead. First pitch swinging by Brody. He swings so hard he goes to one knee, but he comes up empty as Perino now goes 4 for 5 on the series, on the day, and 9 for 13. Math is hard on the series. 0-1 in the dirt, blocked by Aguilar. So Perino, 1 hit off double digits in 3 games. He is definitely a GAC Player of the Week candidate when this one is all said and done. Youngblood looks in, infield in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 runners on for Threet. Youngblood misses high with the fastball at the letters of Threet, who is now ahead 2-1. Monticello's dugout pumped up, making a lot of noise, encouraging their catcher and senior, Brody Threet. Youngblood comes set, 2-1. Chopped foul. 2-2. Youngblood will be looking for the strikeout here, as it would mean 2 outs, as Arkansas-Monticello will pinch run for Andrew Perino. So Perino is done for the day, which could be big news if this game goes to extra innings. Number 1, Nathaniel English, who started the first game of the series in center field, will take his place at second. Much more speed than Perino. 2-2 count. Here comes Youngblood. Popped up. Will it stay in play? It's close. Colasanto makes the catch in foul territory. Great play by Colasanto. Moved about 80 feet off of his spot from third base, calling off Josh Aguilar. And Colasanto kind of plays some outfield there, running on to catching a fly ball like an outfielder would do. A great play by Colasanto. And now the infield moves back to regular depth, dealing with 2 outs in the top of the 9th for Grant Sheppard. Sheppard is 2 for 4, started 2 for 2, but has struck out in his last 2 trips to the dish in the 6th and the 7th. First pitch from Youngblood. Strike at the knees. Perfect placement from Youngblood. He gets ahead 0-1. Youngblood in for the save. Replaced Braden Beebe, who was in line for the win, if Youngblood can get Sheppard for the final out. Youngblood looks in, gets the sign, and comes set. 0-1. In the dirt. Taken by Sheppard. Ball 1. Good spot to miss, though, if you're Youngblood. Gonna miss. You're gonna miss low. 1-1 in a one-run game. Reddies lead 8-7. Reddies did the majority of their damage in the first 2 innings. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. They lead 8-7. Top of the 9th. 1-1 to Sheppard. Leaves that high at the numbers. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2-1 count, 2 outs, 2 on. A walk, a pitching change, Youngblood for BB. A fly out, a single and an error. Advanced Borman and Pereno to third and second, respectively. English pinch ran for Pereno. We had a foul out to third most recently. 2-1. Line to Joe Myers at second base. He makes the play. He goes to first, and this ball game is over. Henderson State salvages the series and beats Arkansas-Monticello 8-7.
Henderson State 8, Arkansas-Monticello 7. Fans, please join us again here at Clyde-Berry Field on April 24th when the Reddies host Christian Brothers on Wednesday at 3 p.m. in the final game of the 2019 season at Clyde-Berry Field. We thank you for attending this weekend's games. Please travel home safely.
Henderson State gets a massive win over the Arkansas-Monticello Boll Weevils. Great courage, great fight for Henderson State after dropping 2 heartbreakers yesterday. They win today, stave off a Monticello comeback bid, and win 8-7. Winning pitcher, Braden Beebe, he goes to 3-1. John Youngblood gets the save, his 3rd of the season. Player of the game, Caleb Carr, with a career-high 4 RBIs. Henderson State gets a big win, and no matter what's happened in the rest of the GAC, stays in postseason contention. Thank you so much for joining us yesterday and today. Reddies take 1 of 3, but it's a big one. They win 8-7. Thanks for joining us. For Hunter Lively, Tyler Freeman, and David Sally, I'm Cyrus Wittig. This has been the Henderson State Sports Network.